Hello, I'm Gavin Hoey and you're watching Adorama TV, brought to you by Adorama, the camera store that's got everything for us photographers. And today I'm outside of my studio shooting location portraits, and I'm going to show you how to take your portraits from this, which is okay, not too bad, to this, which looks absolutely amazing. And I'm going to do that in 5 simple steps. Now, all of the kit I'm going to use you'll find linked in the video description below. Now, whilst I'm getting that ready, you should be clicking on the subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss a video right here on Adorama TV. So, let's get some kit out, let's get a model ready, let's get shooting. So to help me out today, I've got the amazing Jess. Jess is going to be the model for this shoot, and as you can see, she's sat under a tree. I've positioned Jess with the sun on her back, which should give us great lighting on her face. And I'm going to start by taking the easy option. I'm just going to stand here, take some photos. This isn't a great idea. I'm doing this so you don't have to. They will get better as we go through. Okay, Jess, here we go. Oh, no, don't. Oh, I nearly did immediately the wrong thing. So these are fine. There's nothing wrong with them at all. I certainly don't have to worry about the background because it is just the out of focus grass behind Jess. Are they the most exciting portraits? No, but they're a start. Photography is packed full of rules. Except of course they're more like guidelines than actual rules. One of those rules is, if you can, shoot at the same eye height as your model. Now, of course, rules are there to be broken, but sometimes those rules are really good advice, and this is one of those times. So what I'm going to do is actually drop myself down a little bit lower so I'm roughly at the same height as Jess and take the same shots again. This immediately feels better. Straight away, these photos just feel more natural. There's a better connection between Jess, the model, and you, the viewer. Shame about the background though. So now we've established the basic settings, I've got an idea of what's going to work, and I know that going down to Jess's eye height definitely makes a difference. How are we going to make this scene a little better? Well, there's a couple of things we could do, and the first one is just simply give Jess something to do. It's very difficult to be a model and just be told just to sit there and be awesome. Giving your model a prop is definitely a good thing. So Jess has a selection of props, she has a parasol, and she has some books. Easy. Okay, so let's take the same sort of shots again, but this time with the props. Okay, Jess, here we go. So if you can look towards the spade, see the handle sticking up there? That's great. And just tilt your head backwards, look up a little bit. There you go. And can you tilt the parasol away from you? Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's it, perfect, just there. For me, props serve many functions. They can give your subjects something to work with. They can be used to tell part of a story. They can even be used to hide really messy backgrounds if you're very careful on where you position them. And of course, with Jess's back to the sun, it means that her face is effectively in shadow. That gives us nice soft lighting on a fairly bright day. But it does mean that Jess is a little bit underexposed compared to the background, and that's where a reflector can come in really handy. So Sam's going to use a reflector to bounce a little bit of the dappled light back onto Jess, fill in the shadows, give us a slightly better picture that way too. So let's try that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Is that too bright, Jess? You're okay. Every photographer should have a reflector, but I just like the life that it puts into Jess's eye. That little sparkle looks really good. An easy trap to fall into is just not moving because you simply think you are already in a great location. So we've moved around to a different location just to mix up the shots a little bit and mix up the lighting. So last time I used ambient light, this time I'm going to switch to flash. Now before I work out how the flash is going to work, I've got to establish an ambient exposure. Now I'm not going to go into detail how we do that because we've got lots of video all about high-speed sync flash right here on Adorama TV, but I am going to work in manual mode. I'm going to work at my lowest ISO and I'm going to work around about 4,000th of a second f1.4. Let's take a test picture without flash, see what we get. And of course, down at the same height as Jess. Here we go. And what I get is a shot that's just a little bit underexposed, and that's perfect. I can fill in the shadows with flash. So what I've done is I've set the flash to the middle of its power, 1/8. That sounds like a good place to start. Let's take a test shot, see how this looks. Here we go, Jess. And that actually looks pretty good. I like the balance of the flash on Jess. That feels about right. Okay, let's take a few shots like this. Okay, Jess, here we go. Moving everything around to the new location took a bit of work, but it's paid off already with a better background, and that in itself makes it worthwhile. But with a little bit more effort, I think this place still has a bit more to give. So I've got Jess to go right down into the grass to give us a really exciting shot. Again, I'm going to have to get down there as well because I need to be at the same eye height as my model. But my flash, well now, that needs to come down too. So as your model adjusts height, remember to adjust your light source, if you're using flash, to match. Okay, let's take a few pictures like this. Okay, there's a little bit of grass just in front of you. Yeah, those bits. Can you just sort of... Finding an extreme angle by lying right down in the grass has really paid off. These are easily my favourite shots of the shoot. But to be honest, it's not the getting down that's the hard bit, it's the standing back up again. I'm really pleased with how these photos came out. I can actually see and feel a difference in the photography as I added each extra element. And to summarise, here's what we did. I got down to Jess's eye height. I gave Jess some props to use. I used fill light to fill in the shadows. We tried a new location, which definitely worked better. And finally, I tried an extreme and unusual angle, at least for me. So that's what we did, and you might be thinking, hang on a minute, there's one missing because didn't you swap from using a reflector to flash? Well, that's not actually a step. Both the flash and a reflector did effectively the same thing. They were both fill light filling in the shadows. Okay, with flash you get a bit more control than a reflector, but at the end of the day, light is light. Now, if you've enjoyed this video or you've got any questions, leave me a comment below. Click on the bell icon and you'll never miss a video right here on Adorama TV, and we have new content, well, pretty much every single day. And of course, remember to click on that subscribe button. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.